What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H Town Rundown. This is your boy AD, and I got my co-hosts in the building. We got Auntie Swan, we got Mike G, and we got Jules surprising us on a Good Friday. How's everybody doing this Good Friday evening?
Man, we loving life, man. Waiting for a
Friday.
big game on Sunday. We're good.
We're swarming.
We swarming over here, man. Hey,
At least on one side of the ball, we swarming.
hey, shout out Yvonne. Yeah, the Houston Texans got a game on Sunday against the Detroit Lions. Some consider the best team in football right now. On a Sunday night.
The big
Roof
lights.
open.
Prime time.
Yeah, look, Yvonne say I'm so proud of you. Hey, Mike just had a birthday. Y'all go ahead and wish Mike a happy birthday on
Happy
yesterday.
21st birthday.
He's 48 years old. But shout out to Mike celebrating his birthday. But yeah, the Houston Texans, man, they played this game on Sunday, like I just said, against some consider the hottest team, best team in the NFL.
I say the most complete team.
Absolutely, even with the loss of Aiden Hutchinson.
Right.
They did get what's his name? Zendaya, what's his name? I'm about to call him Zendaya. I'm about to call him Zendaya. Zendaya Smith. And yes, Brandon, we did reactivate Nico. That is gonna be talked about in just a second. Shout out Matthew. But yeah, they are front to back, top to bottom. You know, complete team. They getting Jameson Williams back after 2-game suspension. I mean, they got Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery in the backfield.
A good one,
Sam Laporta at tight end.
Hold on, man. No, he ain't written down a lot. But if he showed up on Sunday, I'm gonna be very pissed. He's my fantasy football team. He ain't even give me a lot of points. But watch him get a lot of points against my Texans. I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Hey,
I'm debating about start him, not start him, because I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Look, who's your other tight end? Who's your other tight end?
Kyle Pitts.
Go with Pitts.
Yeah.
Go with Pitts.
What's the Texans? No, I didn't know they people.
No, actually,
people
go with Laporta. Go with Laporta. Stay with him. I appreciate it because that's why I know you'll jinx it. Don't play.
I got Jahmyr Gibbs starting. I'm debating.
Oh, thank you. Keep playing him. Because see, y'all play him, and that means they ain't gonna produce and we win.
I mean, I don't really need him to go off because I had Lamar and
oh man,
Henry. So I mean, I don't really need him to do anything.
Did you have who's your quarterback?
Hold on, Henry didn't go off last night.
He got
good points last night.
He got good points. He got more than his.
For that to be Derrick Henry, 14-something points is not a lot.
Well, that ain't my league. My league a high scoring league. So between him and Lamar, it was like 150 some points.
Oh, okay. You know what? No, I have. I mean, our AFC South one, I have it crazy, but I'm saying this for the most part. Normal leagues, he didn't go off.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
I mean, but he had so for a running back, he had an average, predictable game.
Yeah, 14 points is pretty good.
Yeah. I was gonna say I mean.
But Lamar had because of the 4 touchdowns, and so
Jamar Chase had about 100.
Man, right. God damn,
he had 2.
Right. And
he put up some points.
We're gonna talk about frauds, but look, Killer Cal, hey Miss Golden Eagle, Yvonne Greens from the Brook Dog.
Yvonne, we still ain't getting JJ.
JJ coming back week 14.
Man, JJ big as Mike. He ain't got the weight to come back play D tackle.
They didn't say it was season-ending injury reserve just to piss you off, Frank.
Yeah, get that hate out of your heart, Frank.
What did it say?
No, he was saying, thank God Kenyon Green is out for the rest of the season.
Oh, shit, he is.
They didn't say he out for the season.
Yeah, okay.
His dad didn't say he was out for the season.
Okay.
He's not out for the season.
They also said that that the linebacker only had a 4-week IR too. So.
I was going to go there and say, hold up, wait a minute. Now you believe he ain't gonna be out for the whole year, but you thought Jeff Okuda wasn't gonna come back, but they never said he wasn't.
No, I said I wasn't banking on Jeff Okuda to come back.
Okay.
So,
but we didn't see his injury. We saw what Kenyon's is, but you believe he come back.
Okay. Well, the reason why, let me say this, the reason why I wasn't banking on a Jeff Okuda to come back is because Jeff Okuda had a hip injury. And if you can't, if your hip is bad playing cornerback, that's not a good thing.
If you supposed to be a left guard and your shoulder
I'm not
is sucked up and you're already bad, what do you think?
Swan, Kenyon Green at this point in time is not going to play for the Texans unless if he comes back, he's not going to play unless it's just a assortment of injuries. And so that's the difference. Whereas Okuda trying to come back, people are expecting him to play and play well. Whereas Kenyon Green, the season is lost already for Kenyon, whether he comes back or not. And I'm just saying that as kind of a jokingly way because, I mean, the season is over for him regardless. Whether he comes out for injuries or not, hasn't been great this year. I mean, that's putting it nicely. So
is it the same shoulder he hurt last year?
It's the same shoulder he's hurt since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
His rookie year, he hurt that shoulder.
Well, TJ actually fell on it, so I can't.
But I mean, regardless, you know, regardless, that's the same shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, we can shit on him as a player, but as a young black man, only 22 years old, I feel bad for him that you're 22 years old and people are already saying your career is over. And you ain't even, in most cases, that's rookie years for people.
Why is it got to be as a black man? Why can't it be as a player?
Because he's a black man.
What does it got to do with it? So if he was white, it wouldn't be worse?
It would be the same. I'm just identifying him because he's a young black man at 22 years old.
And a fellow Aggie.
Yeah, that part too.
And a North Side guy.
And his dad. My dad taught and coached his dad.
It's personal for him.
Yeah, it's personal. So I'm gonna acknowledge it. So there's deeper ties than just me being a fan because he went to A&M. No, he grew up in my area.
Humble.
Humble area. My dad coached and taught his dad. So there's a lot of different things about Kenyon Green.
Is that why he went to A&M because of you?
No.
Because Texas show was trying to get him.
Hold on, look, that's Eddie's favorite. I'm in Humble too. Yeah. So
that's why you love JJ, because you're in Humble too.
But no, I do want to point out.
I miss her.
But I do want to point out the injury bug has hit the Texans. Damian Pierce is going to be out again. Will Anderson is going to be out this game as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
With an ankle injury. And I get pissed off when people say fuck MetLife or forget MetLife, F MetLife. He got injured by his own player, by his own teammate. That wasn't the field. Nobody got injured on the field.
Yeah, the field isn't anywhere near as bad as it used to be.
And it doesn't help that Will Anderson has Steph Curry ankles. So
man.
Fadakowski's also questionable, right?
Yeah, he's questionable, but he's been questionable. He like the last 2 weeks, but he'll play.
Well, Anderson got ankles like my 3-year-old daughter.
But hopefully Will be back. I think this is a D'Amico thing as well, as he's holding out players to protect them longer than what they, should be or could be. I mean, Will Anderson did come back in that game, even with the ankle injury. He came back and played. Was on the sideline when they took him out the game. He was steady jumping up, running, trying to stay moving and active. They just never put him back in the game. So towards the end of the game, Mario Edwards, that's a good question, Brandon. Suspended Mario Edwards, we're lighted DT. You still got the Nico Autry playing defensive tackle. You still have Tim Settle, my boy Tim Settle. You still have Kurt Heinisch.
Yeah, we're solid. That's one place we have depth at.
So, trust me, if it needed be, I think they have a defensive tackle that they just brought over from Carolina Panthers, Jaden Peavy.
Yes.
Um,
On the practice squad, right?
Yep, he's on the practice squad, and if need be, you can bring him up. What happened?
I didn't even know who that was.
I knew. You don't know why I know?
Because he went there.
And he's a hometown guy. He's from Bel Air. So there's different options that you can have, but I'm fully comfortable with Danico Autry and Tim Settle taking majority of the snaps at defensive tackle. I know he should play outside too, but I mean, you still got Dylan Horton. You still have Derek Barnett.
Yeah.
Hell, Jerry Hughes is back. So
old man Hughes. It's amazing. Hughes is a year older, but yeah, he's still playing. But JJ retired.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of different things. I feel very, very confident. I think that the Detroit Lions have their starting left tackle out.
Yes,
they do, but he's not even their best tackle.
Nah,
Panay. We know Panay is his tackle, but he's a right tackle. So
I thought he's right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So, I need Daniil Hunter on the right side of the defense 90% of the time. Will they do that? I don't know. Right side of the defense is the left side of the offense. Mike.
Right. It took me a second.
Hold up, your other right.
It's the blind and the blind.
Mike was looking confused.
Hold up, he trying to hold up.
That meme of the lady trying to numbers and everything. Yeah.
So, it's like I said, it's going to be an interesting game. I'm excited for the game. Another primetime game. Mm-hmm. What is that? 2 or 3 in a row?
Mm-hmm. We're 2-1. I'm 1-1.
Just please show up, Texans.
Yeah, this is the second primetime game in a row. We got one more next week on Monday night. So
just show up. Just show up. That's all I want. Just show up and fight.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna be more than fight. But I just want to get y'all initial thoughts about the game. And then we can go into the matchups and everything like that. And we do predictions, and then we'll go ahead and do around the league. Jules?
Well, unless there's some real major changes to the O-line, I think the injuries still going to bug us on key positions. I know that Detroit is built more physical than we are. Our line is more finessed than is the dogs that we need to protect CJ. They're all there. The defensive line is it's not outstanding. I just know they're tougher, and they fight harder than all lines should be. If we can get the all line together, I think CJ and the offense can score anybody. If they get the protection and they get this scheme and these routes and this offensive system on the right page, they should be able to do it. But what I've seen in the last 9 games, I can't say they're gonna do it. So until they prove us the faith that we gave them to them in the preseason, all the hype and everything else, and they actually put a full game on the offense side, I don't give them a shot to win. Because I think you got to score more than 21 points to beat Detroit, and I don't know if they can put 21 points on that good defense. I don't see it. So I think the defense is gonna do what they're gonna do. I think defense is gonna put fight. I think defense is gonna limit it and try to stop them as much as possible. But as it's shown, the defense get wore out because the offense can continue drives, can't get first downs, and it's gonna get wore out again.
Yeah.
That's just based on what I've seen here. And it's not hope. It's not dreams. It's what I've seen in 9 games, and us having key injuries still to our main core hurts our depth. So we'll see.
You're gonna counter your point.
Okay, they did, but that was one game.
Right.
Harrison Beard. Go ahead.
Yes. I was wondering, Tank is questionable.
He gonna play.
And Nico's gonna play. He's also questionable.
Yep.
Nico's out there twerking on the field. Nico playing.
He was not twerking.
Don't tell me I was bad too.
He's
I
doing a
saw him
little
doing
shimmy.
that
That is
dance.
not twerking.
I was like, please stop dancing on that hamstring.
Hey, but Nico was at practice today. I'm telling them, people don't want to talk about it, but players don't want to miss prime time,
of course,
breaking out new uniform type games unless they're seriously injured.
Yeah.
You know, and I know Will Anderson is like knocking those down.
With his small ankles.
Anyways, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Joel's gonna start calling baby ankles or something. I mean,
Tyler ankles.
I'm excited for this game, but I'm not super optimistic. I mean, we didn't have a show previewing last week's game, but you know, we texted beforehand. I was like, I think it's gonna be like 17-13. I am not expecting, you know, and obviously the Jets kind of ran away with it. I think there's gonna be a narrative after this game. You know, but you know what? I'll just tease it until we get more in depth. But I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks. You know, assuming we got Tank Dell and Nico fully healthy. It's great we got Nico back. That's a huge part of our offense. Obviously, he was leading the league in receiving before he went down. That Bills game changed completely when he left. So, yeah, 4 bye weeks. So he'll be ready to swarm.
Yeah,
put up big numbers. So Swan, what are you expecting?
One, I'm very excited for the game. I'm very confident that we will win the game. 6-3, undefeated at home, prime time. They got embarrassed the last time. I don't see them coming out looking like ass. Nico is a big reason because my thing is the O-line is the O-line. I think it'll improve slightly. I'm not expecting anything, miraculous. They got to show me on that part. So I need to see it. But my concern was more so with CJ. So my thing is, you got your best receiver back. That pressure is, to me, slightly off. I'm going to say it. I think what we had last year in the sense of the Tank and Nico show, I think you're going to see that Sunday night. They'll get back to doing what they were doing last season. Joe Mixon is going to be Joe. He has every game he's played in. He has been over 100 yards rushing. I'm not mistaken. He's had at least one touchdown. So I'm not concerned about him. Defense. I'm not concerned about the defense. Aziz is back. And to me, when he's out there, it's just a kind of a different vibe on the defense. My concern is I want to see these so-called adjustments that Bobby supposedly has done.
Hey, I mean, we're talking about adjustments for Bobby. Do you think D'Amico put some adjustments to the way he's not covering superstar receivers with Jalen Petrie and Murray? Do you think the 10 days were off that we can see that adjustment of coverage? Because if not, it's going to be the same thing like they did against Rodgers and Adams.
Well, his thing is, I don't.
Jefferson.
In this game, I think it still can happen. And the only reason why I say I think it can still happen is simply because of their weapons. They're deep.
They're deep.
So
probably the best offense they faced so far.
Right. But I'm saying is they deep. So the odds of it happening, it can. Do I think it's going to be a situation where Petrie or somebody's not going to come up? I don't think you'll just give a free release. I don't think it's gonna be a situation where it's a third down and hey, they gotta have it, and he's over there now. Could they run, motion or something where they switch up and an act? I wouldn't say accidentally. It just happens that way. Yes, but I don't think it'll be deliberate because I think someone, I don't know who it was. It was Sarge, somebody who asked a question to D'Amico. Because I guess they was hoping he was going to say, "Hey, yeah, that's not what we really wanted," yeah, kind of thing. But he stood his ground. To a certain extent that he was okay with how it was.
Yes.
But
Yeah, the,
but his
the
thing
Nick
is,
is very loyal.
yeah, loyalty, coaches definitely. I think it's also his confidence, or some people may say it could be a sense of arrogance at times. But
I
his
think
thing is, I'm at home.
I wouldn't call it. I just think he's still a young coach.
Yes,
Yes,
he is a young
yes,
coach, but no,
yeah.
when I say that sense of arrogance, I don't care who you are. If you have been considered one of the best defensive minds and coaches, and your defenses have been number one, number two, and you've been, I can see where that comes into play. Reason why I say that is you have Derek Stingley. You don't let him travel. So that's that's a decision.
Hmm.
So that to me is a sense of arrogance because I've never had a star corner and my defenses have been tops. The problem is that you have some weaknesses somewhere. Now your linebacking core, you improved that this year significantly. And then you developed a young man that, some folks thought was trash. Turns out he not. But we're at home. So they do play differently at home than they do on the road. For whatever reason, they like it a little bit better at home. And I
Yeah,
think they
I'll
will.
take it that way.
What I'm saying is, so even if the game is close, yes, they're gonna have to put up more than 21 points. Okay, maybe you're gonna put up 27 minimum. Okay, but this team can do that. You gotta hope that the stupid shit that they was doing early in the season is over with.
Yeah.
And I think as far as the penalties, we haven't been getting those type of penalties like we did, where it's just a constant, illegal motion and offsides and holding. I mean, we've gotten penalties here and there, but it ain't been like it was. So
Yeah. Shout out Daniel Bear Sports. Brandon said all time stats. I'm gonna just say this: he has 13 sacks career, 13 sacks against the Lions. Um,
Yeah,
over
couple 3 sacks games.
yeah, so
That,
one three and a half, 1 3 sack game. So yeah, definitely.
and who
Is a
better can
big
tell
time
the
player.
defense how to play against the Lions? I mean, hell, he knows them very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I played Dev Advocate. How many seconds did he have against Green Bay and Chicago? He played them very well for years too, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't get much pressure or much sacks.
Well, he has 5.5 sacks this year.
Hmm.
And he has 1 sack against Green Bay
Hmm.
and 1.5 against Chicago.
So
So I mean, only one he didn't do nothing in was against Minnesota, but nobody did nothing in Minnesota.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
nobody came. They still was in Bush Airport.
um,
and
so
they got scared of the skull trap.
I wish we would have let Bobby in the bush, but
Man, I'm telling you.
I do think this is a game. Like the title of the episode, our backs against the wall. Um, you got to show some fight. You can't let that sour taste of that Jets game sit in your mouth, pause for 10 plus days.
Hmm.
You gotta switch it up. You gotta do something different. You've
Right.
been in a bunch of tight games, especially I think the whole season. It's been one score games, whether you win or lose, except
Except
the
for the
Vikings game.
Patriots.
Except the Vikings and
Patriots,
Patriots.
Vikings, and
Yeah.
Patriots. So the other we played 9
7.
games.
Other
The other
7
7
games.
games have all been one score games. Either way, um, so definitely got to figure something out and show some fight. Don't just bend over and let them Pause.
Diddy
Um,
style.
don't let them Diddy you out. Don't let them Orlando Brown you out.
Oh wow.
But you gotta play with a little bit more confidence. You're a little bit more healthy. You're this game because we do. I didn't think we mentioned Aziz coming back.
I
Him and
did.
Tor
Swan did.
came back. Tor came back last game.
Mhm.
Um, you got your Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Almost got a full assortment of weapons outside of Damian Pierce, who I think he's carried the ball 4 times this whole year.
And Diggs.
Not 4 times. He's carried more than four, maybe like 8.
He got,
We
he got
got
about
that.
13.
We got Darry. We good.
He got about 13. He got about 13 carries.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. People say he's
But
been.
hmm,
People say he was good. I'm like, okay,
yeah. So,
Pigeon toe.
but you traded away Cam Akers a lot.
well, I mean, you traded away Cam Akers because Joe Mixon was coming back,
But
and
you still need a backup nine inches that can spill him. You can't have him the whole time. And Cam
Yeah,
what
but
Akers,
you had Darry and you
Then we
had
got
Chase.
Dare, JJ
Dare,
Taylor.
yeah,
Yeah, you
Dare,
had too many. He wasn't getting any pulling. He had opportunity to know that he could actually go play. So
well,
they
because
did right.
they didn't do right because they chose DP over him, which is
No,
still
okay,
a big
but
concern.
I think
okay,
that's smooth.
we had one. He had what couple of plays here and there, but other
So,
than that, folks was talking about, damn, he just ain't got it no more. Them injuries caught up with him. That's all folks kept saying. He had the
Yeah,
one touchdown,
but you still
and folks,
DP didn't miss what 5 games so far.
I understand that, but I'm just
So
saying, there's the games
what's the
that
point
you
of
play.
keeping? There's no point in keeping DP if he was hurt last year.
yeah.
He's unproductive. He can't run the ball. At least you have Cam
So,
understand the off the system.
so let me
Supposed
say
to system.
this. Let me
He
say
was
this.
good on special teams.
Let me
Kickoff
say
return.
this. To kill the argument both ways. When you have Joe Mixon, it really don't matter who's your backup running back. Because Joe Mixon is a bell cow. Joe Mixon is a guy that can do everything. There is no like specialty with him. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run in. He can run up the gut. He's elusive enough, as we've seen all season, to run outside. He can do any and everything that you need a running back to do, and has that spring in his step from missing 4 games that he can tote 20, 30 carries a game
I
and
think
But
he
still
can.
be
you
fine.
want to back his
I
age
think he's
playing
talking about as far as
37.
the backup. My thing is
All right.
that none of them was
Damian,
going to be able to
Damian,
do what he
Damian
does.
Pierce, right? Damian Pierce was not our backup running back. He was our kick returner.
Right. So he
Um,
was contributing.
Dare, I mean, Cam Akers contributed when he was here as well. But either way it goes, that's the point of the matter is Dare, JJ Taylor doesn't really matter because when Joe Mixon is there and he's healthy, you're only asking him to spill Joe Mixon for like 2 or 3 plays a game, if that.
Yeah.
So it's starting. It's kind of like a non-factor because you can go and draft a running back this year and that let him be your primary backup if for all intents and purposes. So as the season goes on, we saw last week JJ Taylor show some bursts,
He did.
and give some life in the running back, backfield. Still never forgive him for getting caught in the preseason game by the
In a
defensive
preseason
tackle.
game.
And that by the
Preseason.
defensive tackle. Hell, that was the only
Preseason.
time he was gonna play. I don't give a damn what preseason or not. I don't care if it's training camp. You're 5'5", 165-pound running back getting caught by
No, no. Okay, first of all, you
325-pound
say he got
defensive
caught. Okay,
tackle.
see, now you not giving the context. It wasn't that it
Right.
was an open field. Homeboy got
He got walked down.
He
no,
did
no,
not.
hold up, no,
He
First,
got
no,
first,
no, no.
walked
The guy that was
down.
tackling, the guy that got in front of him slowed him down. He
There
went to
you go.
adjust, and other dude was hustling.
He was
Here
top
y'all go.
speed. No, the big dude was top speed.
Here y'all
Team cut speed when JJ had to slow down a little bit, and he
Exactly.
got him.
go.
He could
Yeah.
he couldn't exert enough burst speed to try to move and try to figure out what to do. He got caught from behind.
I mean,
These
he's
two,
driving a Ferrari and he got passed by a minivan.
No,
Yeah.
y'all supposed to watch that game.
He was
But
gear
apparently,
shifting.
y'all
You know
wasn't
what I'm
watching
saying?
it.
He was gear shifting. He called me the gear shifting to go from 4 to 5, and
Mm.
took a second to go to 5.
Yeah, but he had to adjust to the guy who actually was trying to tackle him. So yeah, he
Right.
slowed up, and that homeboy was coming. Like
Let
you say,
that
he come full speed, so he
let
caught it.
that let
I'm
that go.
literally, I'm
AD,
literally,
let that go.
I'm
The
letting it
biggest
go.
kid. Biggest
Literally,
kid.
I'm literally looking at the clock, and Jules and Swan gonna argue me down behind it for 3 minutes.
Because you brought it up, and because
Yeah, I
you
mean,
brought up
'cause
a
I
non-topic
remember the
for no
play.
reason. You brought up
So
a non-shot a shot up for no reason because you got caught
yeah,
up by a big in the preseason. That was
so,
unnecessary shot.
so
And that's why we still talking about it because unnecessary.
it don't matter.
Move,
We moved.
I
so let's
promise you, I
move on,
hadn't
sir.
even
Let's
thought
move on,
about that
sir.
damn play. That's how I was preseason.
But all in all, man, like I said, you got a assortment of weapons. You pretty much healthy. You get Jimmy Ward back. That was mentioned in the chat as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
y'all can say what y'all want to say,
yeah.
but Jimmy Ward has played well in the limited snaps that he's played. I know Jules
Let,
had
I was, let me say it this way:
Jules
I
literally
ain't seen
hate.
Alec Pierce go off like that since he went off on help. AR done been bent since Jimmy done played. God damn it!
So, but I'm gonna say this too.
But hold
He's
on,
fully
But
rested and
Jimmy
healthy
had,
there.
but damn it, Jimmy had him looking like damn. He was already gonna
Damn,
put the whole jacket on.
what was Kamara doing?
Yay, Jimmy.
What was
Jimmy
Stinger
Ward.
doing?
Actually, Kamara has played very well for a rookie. Not 9 years in,
Oh,
2 years in.
now we gotta put
No,
the
hold on.
glass
And we
on.
gonna talk about that spectacular goddamn catch that Garrett Wilson caught.
I'm not even talking about this.
Fun little sidebar, 5-second debate. Garrett Wilson, not a top 15 wide receiver. What are we doing?
We was told that.
Oh, you still asking me that?
It
Before the
reminded
game?
me
No,
of
no, no,
a
no, 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 no.
hour-long debate we had.
Don't sub it. Just come direct.
He's a top 10 receiver.
Okay.
I said that before then, and I still say
You're
that now.
entitled to your opinion.
Huh?
You're entitled to your opinion.
I'm aware. Thank you, Swan.
No, you asked the question. You say, "Oh, what was that about?" Because you was like, "Oh, is he still not a top 15?" That's how you presented it.
Yeah.
So you actually was asking the question.
Okay.
Yeah, he 15.
Oh, now he 15. He on the very edge. He had to get waken up by
Let me
Devontae Adams.
say this. Let me say this. It's funny because when we suck ass against someone, we all own them. And we can sit back and say, okay, well, they performed a certain way in other games, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but everybody's fixated on this last one because that's the one that tastes worse than our mouth. But what the fuck was Garrett Wilson doing before then? So he had a very good game, very great game, had a goddamn great catch. Let me see what you do the rest of the fucking season. Let me see what you do against the fucking Cardinals on Sunday. Because they go both ways. Because that damn team, because the Jets is not no goddamn 6-3. Them motherfuckers got what, 2 wins now? Maybe 3? Okay, they got their 3rd win.
From us.
So they the reverse. They the reverse of us. They fighting for their fucking life, hoping somehow they can make it in.
They're gonna beat Arizona.
Okay, you do know what the odds are they're making the playoffs at this point, right?
Oh, I'm not talking about them making the playoffs. I'm just saying Garrett Wilson is legit.
Okay. So I'm gonna see. Let's see. Okay, if he's top 10, I want to see that shit the rest of the season. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll revisit this at the end of the season.
I mean, I do remember you saying Chris Olave was better than Garrett Wilson.
I still say Chris Olave is better than Garrett Wilson.
I mean, he better at being in concussion protocol, but I mean,
yeah. You know what? Derek Carr has put in a lot of his fucking receivers in goddamn concussion, but he actually wound up going to the hospital because it wasn't no concussion at the time. That was actually whether or not he had movement in his extremities, but he's done it to quite a few of his wide receivers.
Yeah, it's all head trauma.
You know, at the end of the season,
I'm not thinking about it. Derek Carr versus having Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Listen, I'm looking at Garrett Wilson's stats
right now.
I'm looking at his stats. he has 3 good games, and the rest of his games have been subpar. So I can see
That's what
what
I'm saying.
Swan. I can see what Swan is getting at. Maybe he's not performing as the top 15 as he's supposed to be. He showed flashes. He has the talent to be a
Oh
top
yeah, I would
15.
never argue that.
But
No,
I think was not to put word in Swan's mouth. If you go by his
The word
stats
in
and
my
how his
mouth?
gameplay, he has not been that spectacular thing all season.
right. That's my whole thing is. We
Um,
look at Nico. He ain't played in 4 games, but if
Wilson is
you look
gonna
at
have a
Nico's
thousand.
stats against Garrett Wilson's stats,
Yeah,
Nico's a top 5 receiver.
yeah.
but hold up, but
Garrett Wilson is gonna have 1,000 yards at the end of the season. Probably about 6, 7, 8 touchdowns. So I
Well,
mean,
he got 5
okay, but
now.
he's
So
got he's gonna
he got
have
5 touchdowns right now.
because of
right.
Devontae.
Oh, he gonna have double-digit touchdowns by the end of the
Yeah.
season.
Okay, but that's because Devontae Adams. Because if Devontae is not there, he wasn't doing that. So he's a good number 2.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so it brought up the
You
Saints.
brought it up, Mike.
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't not.
True, true.
You started it.
You
That
knew
is
what type
true.
of time this was on, and you brought it up
But
anyway.
at the end of the season, when the Saints have still only won 2 games, it's going to be studied how the hell they beat the living shit out of the Panthers and Cowboys and then lost every game after.
No, it ain't. It was easy. They both teams are ass.
Hey,
Shit, they ain't done a study.
so
Cowboys are ass.
So back
speaking
on
of
the Texans.
ass,
So
yeah,
talk about
speaking
talk about
of
the Texans.
Let's get
Um,
into the matchups because you
yeah,
did
let's-
mention the matchups.
yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the matchups. I'll start. Let me see. The most interesting matchup I want to see is always going to be the trenches. So I want to see what this Texans defensive line does against the Detroit stout offensive line. Dude, we've been great at getting pressures all year long. Do we still get pressure? Are we able to pressure Goff? Are we able to get to Goff, sack Goff, make Goff turn the ball over? I think Goff has had 28 touchdowns to 24 incompletions in the last, what, 5 or 6 games, I think it is.
Yeah, golf been legit
Yeah.
for a minute.
So Goff is
Wait,
playing some
what
of the
stat did you just say?
over the last, I think, 6 or 7 games. He has 28 touchdowns to 24 incompletions.
Wow.
So he has
Okay.
more touchdowns than incompletions.
All right.
So Jared Goff is probably playing his best ball this year that he's probably played in his career.
If it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, he'd be MVP candidate.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Yeah, he's still in the conversation, probably.
Yeah, he's
but
still,
yeah.
Now you saw from last night what Lamar did last night.
Oh,
Ain't no
yeah.
conversation.
It was
Ain't no
wicked.
conversation.
I mean, it's a tale of 2 halves because you want to look at that first half.
Yeah, it was.
And then all hell broke loose in that second half of that game. Joe Burrow threw for damn near 400. Chase,
Oh, they got the worst goddamn pass defense.
Jamar Chase damn near went for 300 receiving.
I think if they lined up 3 DBs on Jamar Chase, he'd still be open.
He's still be open.
And they still won't pay him.
Jamar, man, look.
No. They paying him. They gonna pay him.
They're paying him.
Yeah, they not paying him.
They're gonna let other guys.
He's gonna sign that contract though.
Yeah, because he should have played the season.
He should have
been signed with everybody else. Still got
Are
signed.
you sure, Mike? Because he just threw some hella shade at Burrow on that 2-point conversion.
He's always open.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm always open." Joe just didn't see me.
I mean that's a receiver who's not a diva, but
Oh, he's a diva.
Okay, well, I didn't want to say it, but he's a little bit of a diva. But
he back his shit up.
Treated his ass all the way to being a diva.
No. He back his shit up. That's the difference. He is a diva. Cause I like his swag. Cause it don't matter, lose or not, motherfucker. I'm still talking about shit.
Shit, I would too if I had 263 yards receiving.
No, but I'm saying
we still lost.
Yeah.
What else do I have to do?
So this was I think they played the game was similar earlier in the year, Bengals and Ravens.
Mm-hmm. 41-38. Yeah.
They hold them in the end.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
they had 2 face masks and they sitting right there, didn't look. And then the whole because even the what's his name, McCauley or whatever his name is, the ref that be on the thing. That was a hold. So they had actually 2 penalties, damn the 3 on one play.
Yeah,
And they still doing it, just like they missed
let me
that
tell
face
you,
mask the
it wouldn't
previous
even
week.
it wouldn't even come to that if the motherfucker didn't take advantage of Chase 1-on-1 on a rookie corner, and they had it lined up. They had what they wanted. They called timeout. Then they come back and put Jamar Chase in the damn slot.
Mm-hmm.
So Bobby Slowick, Juju, in mental capacity, just went and flew right over to Cincinnati.
I saw a lot of Bobby over the past weekend.
So a
Okay, so
lot
let's
of
get back on the Texans and the
yeah,
matchup.
We
that's
talk
how we
about
got
Bobby.
back. That's how we
Yeah,
got back
that's how we
on the
segue
Texans.
back. That's how we gonna segue back.
See how they work, Jules. See how that magic work.
I see
Um,
y'all. I see y'all.
but definitely the Texans offense needs to come to play. Offensive line, you know,
I think you be decent.
uh,
I'm not asking for you to be good or great. Just be decent.
look, there's a lot of things that need to be made over on that offensive line. Um, will it be? Nobody knows. Could it be? Nobody knows. All I know is I saw an interview from Chris Strausser.
Mm.
They had the
Oh
camera down and then put the camera in his face. They told me all I need to know.
Hey man,
Like a
based on
little,
the interview, I mean, I can understand a little bit of what he was trying to get at. He was not trying to throw his players under the bus, but
yeah.
he was like, "Hey man, some my players maybe ain't that much of a dog for me to really get into. Maybe I got to do a different way to tell you do your job or a different tone. That's something wrong. I got a problem with that. We got to grown
I
men
have an
professional tone.
issue with him. I have an issue with him on that because to me, I feel like Bobby doing the same shit. You motherfuckers don't want to say as your players because to me, when you keep saying you're
no.
calling it or the adjustments are being made or you being taught or you practice a certain way, but we see something different. Well, then basically you just saying it's them and not you. And what do y'all want me to do? But you don't want to say that. Well, you can't say it because D'Amico ain't gonna let you do it. Um, so to me, it's a passive, aggressive way of saying it's the players and not you.
So
Bobby, you could say, okay, maybe Bobby is a possibility because we seeing the O line being asked, so we could say yes, you and them. But with Strausser, we saw you do the same thing to the goddamn Colts O line, and they got better when they got rid of your ass.
so
So
it
that's the only thing is with him, I can't cut him any slack.
no, I mean that there's no excuse for the incompetency that has happened on the offensive side of the football. There has been a lack of amount of care and a lack of an amount of responsibility,
And
a lack in the amount of
accountability.
yeah,
Accountability.
accountability,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just effort,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like effort from the coaches, effort from the
Like,
players.
mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna say this, my my daddy used to say this all the time. Sometimes you just got. I'm gonna say it a
Who said it?
politically correct way.
Now say
Sometimes
it with your chest.
Can you just say
sometimes
how your daddy said it?
sometimes you gotta put the fear of God in a naysayer. Um,
Oh, okay.
and they don't like, and I don't mean fear God like you're supposed to fear him, but you gotta at least make them respect you. And right now, I got a feeling that the respect from Bobby Slowick is not there.
Nope.
The respect for Chris Strausser damn sure ain't there because while he was talking and finally hearing him speak, never heard him speak before.
Hmm.
Listening to him speak, I said it on Sarge's show. Shout out Big Sarge podcast. and Big Sarge Sports Media. This morning I was like, I can hearing him talk. I can hear the offensive line. You know, when he talks to him, they hear the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah,
Mm-hmm.
wah, wah,
Yep.
wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah,
and
wah.
I'm gonna let that I'm agree with you to a point with that. But if you're a top player and a captain is not putting in the extra effort too, and if he's not gonna say well that's to do the coach what the coach said and back the coach up to do what's best for the team,
Mm-hmm.
it's on the player too because you're getting beat. It's gonna be the line gonna have gonna the O line coach is gonna have this conversation of maybe he can't coach, but when it boils down to it, you are getting beat like you're a child.
Yeah, I mean to Frank's point, at one point do the players become accountable?
Right.
That
So
that goes back to, is anyone really holding them accountable?
are they holding themselves accountable?
Or they hold, well, that's a pride thing.
Right.
That's a pride thing. You got to have pride in yourself and your play. And I think that's what was the detriment of Kenyon Green, is that he lost the pride, he lost the confidence in himself. That it just, you know, when you don't have the confidence and you don't have the pride in your play, I mean, it's a wrap. You know, Shaq Mason, brother, I don't know how much pride you got being on your knees every game. Juice Scruggs, I don't understand. I don't know how much pride you got being on your back every game. Um, so
But
it
I get it, but I
like
right now
like
I'm a total hater at this
But
point.
the thing is, those
I'm
guys
a
don't feel like they will run through a wall for him. And to
right.
me, that's the problem is that, okay, maybe you can sit back and you should be doing some self evaluation, but something in you, your coach. So I don't
Yeah,
get it. It's
it's
both of
weird.
them. It's
It's
both. And the
weird.
so
problem I
Yeah.
have is that I
it,
can replace the coach better
I'm
than
not gonna.
quicker than I can five guys on the line because I
So
know what Nick and them are looking at. It's like these guys did not forget how to play football.
so
These were
I'm going to do what I need to do. Let me say this.
Be smart.
It's just like when you're in a job in corporate America. I'm going to do my job just well enough that I don't get fired. I'm gonna do just enough to keep me right here.
Because I
Not
got paid already.
no. Yep, I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna do what I need to do just to get by. And in certain situations, if you have the right supervisor, right boss that comes into the fold, and you have that person that can galvanize, you
mm-hmm.
know, they can galvanize a team
A
member.
unit. Mm-hmm.
So to make them want to play for you, and that you garner the respect. And so right now, I said it just a few minutes ago. I don't think anybody, even including CJ Stroud,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody on that offensive unit right now
Respects
respects
them.
Bobby Sloyd.
I don't either. I feel like
So
CJ kind of
he
not
tolerates
shots,
Bobby.
but it's kind of like it's too many in between the lines kind of shit that you get to.
It's too much. It's too much shooting back and forth.
Uh huh.
That
Mhm.
because Bobby absolutely shoots his slugs at CJ Stroud.
Uh huh.
He basically, in so many words, people can take it how you want to take it, but he damn near called the man dumb on
Yep.
multiple occasions. He can't handle it. He can't do what I need him to do. He
Or
can't get the
or you
protection.
well, we are getting it in. The plays are there. They got
He's
to
not.
break out of
He's
the
not.
huddle. They got
Yeah,
to.
he's not doing his job. He's not doing what he needs to do. It's a lot of shooting at CJ Stroud, and then it's a lot of shooting at CJ Stroud back to Bobby Sloyd, not at CJ
Mhm,
Stroud, from CJ Stroud. I mean, the biggest one of the season. I'm damn near gonna get a shirt made for it. You call it, we ball it.
mhm.
Like if that ain't the biggest shot and testament of anything, especially after a game where the offense was struggling marginally, or greatly. Let me say that. that's what you come out and say. I think it was what game was that? Was that the what game was that where he had when he said that? Was it the
Was
it
the
wasn't
Bears
after
game or was the Jags game?
I
Yeah, it
think
was
it was
really early in the
Because
season.
Bears game was week 2. Because week 3
It was the
was when he got
Jags.
ass whooped against the Vikings. So he didn't say that
yeah.
for that
They
game. So it
said
had to be the Jags, which is week
right.
4.
It was the Jags game, and as we know, that second half, the offense was just as it has been all season. The offense has been terrible in the second half, and then you come back after a kind of a underperforming game on offense, and you say, "Well, when you call it, we ball it."
I mean,
So
who called the H back pass to the quarterback? That's what I want to
Oh yeah,
find
they
out.
talked about. Oh,
Bobby,
they asked him about
Bobby called it, and they
that.
balled it.
No, they keep saying that he got the look that they wanted, but they adjusted.
No, I'm gonna say this because I went on the all 22. I don't know what happened on the situation. I don't know what this, but this is a thing. That's like asking Peyton Manning to go run a real route.
Right, but there's according to Bobby, because I watched. I watched that interview again yesterday because I wanted to make sure I heard the shit that I heard. He is presented as though, yes, it was a quote unquote trick play. However, they had been looking at film and they saw something that they were doing, and they saw opportunity there. But basically, they adjusted. And my thing is that I don't give a fuck what you saw on film. At that time, that was the dumbass play to run at that time because I think it was Sarge that asked the question. And I could be wrong on either of those Landry. I can't remember which one that asked the question regarding the timing of the
Right.
play.
So
He still is as instead of owning it, you know what? Maybe not at that time. We
He
should have
has
called
no
those plays.
let me say
he
this.
has,
Let me
he
say
has
this,
no
dude. Hold on.
feel of the game.
Let me
Right,
say
but I
this.
think
Let me hold on. Let me say this. At that moment in time, I wish he would have pulled the old trick out of Bill O'Brien playbook. Got to coach it better.
yeah.
Got to do better.
But you
That's
know
on me.
why? But you know why he's not doing that? His thing is, and this is a behind the scenes thing. You know it. Bobby is listening because all the national media, all of them, is running that man through the fucking ground. So them
That
interviews that
should
you
be.
got last year, you're
Yeah,
not gonna get them motherfuckers this year.
yeah.
And
So
the Mia Kimes and all them are saying that
Dan
Sloyd's
Orlovsky,
offense is
Chris
hurting
Sims.
CJ, and
Yeah.
that's why he looks like he's slumping.
He really
Mostly,
not slumping at the end of the day. He's gonna end up with over 4,000 yards passing.
yep,
He's gonna end up with like 20 something,
27. Yeah, they
20,
said like
27 or
27.
30 touchdowns
Mm-hmm.
and probably less than 10 interceptions. So that's not a slump.
No,
Um
okay. He
so
looks
the
like
point
he is.
he doesn't look prolific as he did towards the end of the season.
No,
CJ Stroud,
he looks average right now.
right, but
Yeah,
that's
he's
what I'm
looking back.
saying. Like the prolificness of CJ Stroud, I don't even know if that's a word,
It's not.
but
But it should be.
He looks like he's in a sophomore slump, which folks thought was gonna happen. But
so CJ, if we want to look at it in totality, CJ didn't have every game where he was just shooting, blazing, whatever. He had games, like the Jaguars game week 3 last year. He had an excellent game. And then you go back, like stat wise, week 2, he had a good game against the Colts. But that, to me, that was in a mop up duty type of game when you're already down 3 scores and you try to come back and make it a game. Then he goes 2 or 3 games where he's like pedestrian, where he got barely 200 yards passing. Then he goes off in that what's that game? The Cincinnati Bengals game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back and I don't know if the Bucks was Denver Broncos game. He didn't have a great game. Then he had a great game. Then he had the best game in his career against the Bucks.
Yeah.
But even before then, you still had the Panthers game. You still had the Falcons
he had
game.
more. No, here's the thing. He had more consistent games last year.
Yeah, towards the end of the year for sure.
No, even throughout the year he had more consistent.
but that what I'm saying when you talk about consistent, there was a, like games where he was prolific, and then there was game where he was average, and he was even the game he was below average. You want to say the Jets game where he got knocked out, but the point I don't even know how I got down that diatribe, but the point I was trying to get to in the midst of all of this is that Bobby Sloyd has been calling trick plays in the red zone all year.
All last year too.
The game against was it the Jaguars where Stephon Diggs scored that touchdown? That
He
was
bet him out.
a throwback quarterback throwback trick play that didn't work, and Stephon Diggs made something out of nothing.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
you
That
know,
fucking toss play wasn't a trick play, but it was a dumb play.
But
so
see, go ahead, Dave.
I
I got a
go,
point.
yeah, I got a point that was criticized because last year at home against the Colts. Was it last year at home against the Colts?
Game
We
two,
don't know.
yeah, week two.
You got to finish your thought, brother.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I'm trying to think of the game, but it was week 2, I think, against the Colts. That no, it wasn't even last year. It was the year before when we played the Colts at home, and they put Jonathan Taylor in the Wildcat
Mm-hmm.
on the goal line. They put Jonathan Taylor in the Wildcat on the goal line, and we criticized the hell out of the Colts and the Colts fans. Everybody was saying, "How dumb is that? You have Jonathan Taylor, and you gonna run the Wildcat on the 1 yard line?" To me, that's like the criticism. I don't think was enough for Bobby Sloyd to get running a damn QB fade on the 3 yard line
Right.
like that.
When Joe has already been eating that whole, I mean, that
First of
first
all,
half,
first
and
of all,
nobody can stop him.
we're not even talking about the point that we could have got a first down.
Right. I'm saying Joe was
We
getting
could have
the yardage.
Sworn. I'm not even talking about the touchdown.
No, I'm
We
saying
could have
this. He
got
was
a
getting
first. We could have got a first down.
right, but I'm saying this. He should have had the ball in his hand, and I'm gonna trust him to make it happen because they hadn't done anything in the first half to tell me that they could stop him. That's what I'm saying is the point of it is I feel like I'm just waiting for CJ to, go off the reservation, start doing his own shit. I'm waiting. But
So
huh?
let me say this. All in all, because I want to close it out because we're running time now. But I want to close it out because we can talk about Bobby for 2 more hours.
Yeah, are we still in the matchup segment?
Yeah, I mean, I started and we never got past me. But I don't want anything to derail this season. Bobby Slug is doing everything he possibly can. Oh man, hold on.
What?
Candyman died.
Well, who? What?
Candyman died.
Oh,
Sorry.
Keep
I
keep
just
Hold
got
on, wait
that
a minute.
one.
keep
Hold up,
saying his
Todd?
name.
Yes,
Oh
hey.
no.
yes, he died. Just got the alert.
Damn.
Sorry about that. Black folk hero. I don't know if you want to call him hero, but
Great, a good actor.
yeah, great actor. But go ahead, Jules. I will wrap it up because all in all, like I don't want this season to be derailed by anything because I still think it's Super Bowl or bust. Rather people agree with me or not, that's my stance. I still think with Nico Collins, C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon on offense, and Will Anderson, Aziz, Derek Stingley, all those people on the defensive side, Daniil Hunter. This team has enough to win the Super Bowl. Will we? Don't know. Can we? Possibly. Don't know. But that's going to be my expectation and my goal is Super Bowl or bust. Like it's not going to be acceptable. You did what you did. I keep saying you did what you did to make it, to the Super Bowl. You didn't make all these moves, upgraded your team significantly. Damn sure better put your best foot forward to make the Super Bowl. But go ahead, Jules. To your point.
So I make a quick point. The biggest concern I have with Slowick and CJ is I don't see a next level of getting better from what you did last year. And people might want to blame CJ, but also is your coaching. Everybody wants to keep forgetting that the OC is a coach.
Mhm.
Your offense didn't look don't look better or doesn't have any more fluidity to it. Doesn't look like it's run better. Your O line doesn't look like it run better. Your quarterback doesn't seem like he went to a new level. He's still like his own skill set has still gotten where he's gotten. You don't see the next step, and I blame most of it on coaching because you have to coach your players up. He's at one level. It's just like it's his natural talent that CJ's still doing what he's doing, but learning the NFL game is you coaching it from somebody who's supposed to be teaching you the game at the NFL level. And I don't see that from Stoic on CJ's progression as the next step as a better quarterback than he was last year. And I don't see the offense getting better than what it was last year because even last year it wasn't as great as people was giving credit for because a lot of plays were broken down plays and big plays. But the idea of moving that ball down the field and then get into the red zone, and I have arguments with people all the time. The red zone is better. The red zone is not better. The situation is you got a monster who doesn't go down on the first contact is the only reason your red zone offense look better than what it is
That part
now.
of the red zone.
That is it.
Hmm.
But you're still getting hit. He Joe Mixon's still getting contact a yard into past the yard, and he that's the lowest of all running backs. But he also has the highest after contact yards because he's that monster. The line ain't getting no better. The scheme ain't getting no better. The offense ain't got no better from last this year. And I blame that much on Slowly because he has not done his job as a head coach, as a coach.
Hmm. It's trickle down effect.
It's for that.
It's a trickle down effect. But any matchups you want to see, Jules, on Sunday?
No, man. I like I said earlier, and like you said earlier, I just want to see the fight.
Mhm.
Um, I just want to see him fight. I want to see him on prime time, a big game. You're down. Vegas got you down 3.5 points at home, which is very rare. But I want to see you put a fight. I want to see some grit. I want to see your back against the wall as the podcast starts off with. I want to
Mhm.
see what you put a dog, you put an animal in the corner. What's gonna happen? I want to see you.
Mhm.
I want to see your teeth. I
Yeah.
want to see pride in every position, every player, every group. I want to see some pride.
Hmm.
You're on national TV though. Everybody gonna see you. I want to see you show up,
Hmm.
and that's been a rarity of this Texans history. Them showing up at the big moments.
Yeah.
That's it.
Swan.
Uh, I just want to see the O
And
line actually just come out and, like I said, play like you got a little bit of pride. Um,
yeah.
that's my biggest thing because I'm not concerned about the defense. And when I say that, it's not that they can't be had. I mean, anybody can. I mean, against the Lions, everybody has stuff on one team. But um, I feel we will go to offense as the O line goes, and as well as Bobby can coach it up. So,
So,
but
let me say.
I'm ready to see my red unis. So I'm really
Yeah.
ready to see that more than anything. I get the bus on mine, Hey, so
So let me say this. Shout out to Big Sarge. If anybody who's watched this podcast and listened to me talk, I have this narrative that I've been putting out for a very long time. Um, this narrative dies this week.
oh god.
Um, and what Sarge doing? He woo. So yeah, the narrative dies. That dies this week. What good take, Jules? You've gotten smarter since you got into the end.
Oh god dang. Oh whoa, wait, whoa. Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, hold up.
I'm I'm
You
I'm, I'm
drinking
gonna
milk?
let
You drinking milk now?
I'm gonna let little brother go ahead and have that little shot at me. I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, no. I'm asking you drinking milk
It does about it good.
Hey
now?
man, I was in Indiana
No.
for 9 months. Leave me alone, okay?
Oh,
A man had
Oh
needs
man.
today.
But yeah, as like I said again. Anybody who's watched the H Town rundown, since we started this thing, y'all know my narrative, what it has been. Um, Again, this narrative dies this week. Um, yeah, sad day in America. Go ahead, Mike. What are your matchups so we can go ahead and get this?
what narrative dying this week?
My narrative, Swan. You listen to me, and I've said this narrative for
I
like
know, I know. I need you to say it because
no, because you
no,
have
why not? You scared?
no, no.
Scared?
I'm not scared.
Say it.
I'm not scared. I'm not.
Apparently so. You talking about my
I'm
narrative?
not.
I'm not going on the narrative.
I'm choosing to word things and do things a certain way for a certain
Man,
reason.
looking, I got
Reverse
time to play
jinx.
both of y'all. Come on, let's go.
Woo!
Go ahead, Mike.
Hold up. That's the reverse jinx.
It's not a reverse jinx, but go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so matchups, I want to see Daniil Hunter take advantage if he can against the backup left tackle, because obviously Detroit has one of the best O lines in the league. They have for years. Um, so one thing I noticed when we're doing the show, I don't know who's all right. Detroit's had an elite run defense for the last couple of years, and I was just doing a little bit of research. I've noticed since Aiden Hutchinson went down, that has not really been the case. Aaron Jones was able to eat in a hard-fought loss, and um, Tony Pollard also had a good game. And then last week, Josh Jacobs had a good game. The interesting thing was, that was a bad weather game, right? And Green Bay started off, they were running it, and Detroit had no answer. And then all of a sudden, Green Bay's, play callers decided, all right, we're just going to abandon the run, which is working masterfully, and we're just going to pass it and pass it and pass it. And big shocker, they lost big and started to go down. So we can run the ball with Joe Mixon, preferably at the side that Aiden Hutchinson is not on anymore, because that's really surprising trend I didn't pick up on.
I want to piss people off, Mike.
Hey, another matchup. I want to see our corners against Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's one of the league's best receivers, and Jamison Williams. I hope we don't look. All due respect, I love Lassiter. I hope we're not just putting him on Chamo, because that's not going.
I mean, we're gonna put
He's not that fast guy.
No, but we're gonna put Jeff Okuda out there with a cane.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Just put a revenge game.
It is a revenge game for him. It's a revenge game for DJ Raider. Somebody put it out earlier.
I don't know how it's a revenge game. We done played DJ Raider 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Bengals. So
shout out DJ. But
and the biggest matchup, which I kind of hinted at and teased at earlier, is offense coordinators.
Oh,
Ben Johnson.
That's not even that's not competition.
It is. It is, because the narrative is going to be after this game. Damn, I wish we had Ben Johnson.
Okay, but folks are saying that already. Hell, I mean,
I know they are, but even the casuals are going to be saying that after this game.
Even casuals. You got people that's holding out hope. Let me say this.
Ain't nobody holding out no hope for that.
You got people that's literally, Swan, there's a segment of Texan fans that literally said, replace Kenyon Green and this offensive line will be extremely better.
Well, we'll get a chance to see. It could.
We replaced Kenyon Green, and the offensive line was just as
okay. You replaced them in game, but I'm saying is now that they've had 10 days. I want to say, well, not say 10, but here's my thing: is they didn't had a week to figure it out, practice, and let's see.
My whole point I was making is that group of fan base said it was all Kenyon Green's fault. Everything that went wrong with the offense stemmed from Kenyon Green. That it is a fan base that said, I've heard this before, if you literally replace everybody except Nico Collins, Joe Mixon, and CJ Stroud, this offense will be great. So,
Yeah, that's easy to do.
like, um,
Yeah, but I'm saying if I ain't heard
so
nobody out here saying, "Oh, Bobby this, Bobby," no, I don't think who.
you, Swan, you ain't listening to everybody. You, it's, I'm telling you,
There's
it
somebody
is.
at the
It's
capping for
a.
slow it.
It is. Yes, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. It's a whole section of fans that on that other side.
Is that the mill site?
I,
Because they want
I don't know.
CJ
I
to
don't
look
know what
bad.
they are.
I'm just
But
saying.
I think they the Bobby disciples. I don't know. But I mean, that's the thing that we got to talk about, man. But after all of that, are we confident that we win this game? If not, what is the score predictions y'all have for this game?
Oh, I'm
I'll,
confident.
So,
I'll start with Jules. I'll start with
okay,
Jules.
go ahead, Jules.
Jules,
It's not past his bedtime, is it?
go ahead, Mike.
It's 8:43. 2 minutes.
All right, so I just want to, because I have 80 thoughts, friend. A couple years ago, and I know that, I mean, I've mentioned this for a hot minute, but I think I started a little over 2 years ago. Right when Detroit, it was in the middle of the season, probably 2022. Detroit was still at a horrendous record, but they started to show life. I was like, wait a minute, there's something there. And then they built a winning streak. And I was like, right as that was unfolding, I was like, we're a year behind the Lions. And sure enough, I saw that last year. We're a year behind Lions. But we might not be a full year behind Lions. We have a chance. If Bobby Slowick can get his act together and we can protect Stroud, we can get there. Right now, I do think, as you mentioned in the intro, I think Detroit is the best team in the league. Kansas City's not blowing anybody around. Like, if they don't have, they're not at home with the refs, you know, calling, making extremely favorable calls. They're not the best team in the league. It's Detroit right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be a very hard fought game. Going to be a shootout. But I don't think we're going to pull it off. I think Detroit gets the dub here, just being a realist. 34-27, Detroit.
Mm.
Good one.
So I want to say something to this comment from Frank. It's Mike G. Texans 27, Lions 34. He said if CJ gets hurt, who you going to blame? It won't be Bobby. You dead? What? I don't know what the hell you talking about. It is Bobby Slowick's fault.
Yeah, you're commenting on the wrong podcast.
Yeah, that's a non. That's you shouldn't read that.
Why the fuck we putting that shit out there in the atmosphere in the first fucking place?
For real.
Damn.
Because it's what everybody's talking about.
Because
It's
that's
like
what
they
they
want.
want
It's
to
like
happen.
to prove a point that the O line and Bobby and he got to go. I don't need my fucking quarterback to get hurt.
I don't think it's so much about Bobby need to go. I think it's more of how I see the offensive line is the problem. You know, whoop de whoop de whoop. Like people said it before, hashtag gotta be right. That's been my staple hashtag for 3 years now. People will manipulate the conversation and do and say whatever they need to do just to be right. So they will sit up here and put CJ in a body bag if all that means that we can say that the offensive line played bad.
Right. Shit.
Yeah. So, Jules, DJ say you're not swarming, Mike.
Look, I'm just being real.
That's fine. I'm about to give a worse score than what Mike gave, but it's
Go
cool.
ahead, Jules. Go ahead.
Hey, I got him 38-15.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Swan, what you got?
Okay, I'm not on that kind of time. I'm just gonna tell you right now, point blank.
Well,
Fuck that. I'm ride or die.
Well, they're not going to come after me on Twitter now.
No,
That's fine.
I got the Texans winning 30-28.
Mm.
Hey, is it a game winner from Kaimi?
No, actually, I got CJ doing one of his 40-second kind of touchdowns.
Mm.
Because I think I don't think we're gonna be down by 3. I think we'll need a touchdown to win that sucker.
Hey, y'all know my
Nico,
motto.
hey, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
Nico.
Y'all know my
Yeah,
motto.
Nico's a big part of it for sure.
Y'all know my motto. What has been my motto when it comes to these score predictions?
We got to put up 30.
We're gonna put up 30 points. I got something different. I do have the Texans winning this game. Shocker. I got them winning 34-31.
Oh, I was like, you about to flip the score?
No. Damn, Jules. Couldn't even let me
Hey,
have it.
hey.
But yeah, the Texans 34-31. Frank said if the Lions win, it won't be a blowout. He said he's got the Texans by 3. Let's go ahead and do the around the league real quick. Mike, do
Yeah.
you have it up?
I do not. I should.
Hold on, so Jules just dips out like that? Dang.
Yeah,
Jules
just Irish goodbye like that. Come on now.
been dipping out all week, all episode. Let me pull it up
We're gonna
on.
start off in London with the
Yes.
Giants
Is
and
it
Panthers.
London or is
No,
it
it's not London. It's Germany. I'm
Germany.
sorry.
Germany.
Yeah, the German
Munich.
people are really ecstatic about those 2-win teams there.
Giants and Carolina. Who do you got, Mike?
I did put a parlay the other night with like a 15-legger with Tyrone Tracy touchdown, so I do need that one. That's the biggest obstacle in that parlay. But I got the Giants 24-20.
Okay, what you got, Swan?
I got the Panthers, and I got it 18-12.
Oof.
Yeah, I got the Panthers. I got Bryce's right throwing 3 touchdowns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. To who?
That boy let Xavier look at. Next game we got the Patriots and Chicago Bears.
Where
Chicago's
is
back
it?
at home,
Yeah.
so I got the Bears
Bears.
because they're dreadful on the road.
Swan, you got Bears?
Oh, I got the Patriots with an upset.
Oh,
And the only reason why, even though I know what's his name, DJ Moore claimed that he
He was
didn't
hurt.
walk off the field or whatever.
Mhm.
Folks know what they saw. They got some issues because he don't like his quarterback. Okay, and Eberflus has got some issues up there. So they fans and media giving them a hard time, and folks are talking about he could be fired in season for real. So
Yeah.
So
I
Yeah.
think if you look at the game last, I don't know if you did or not, against the Titans,
Yeah.
and they got they defense, they are ass team, but their defense is ranked number 1. And looking at how he played against them, I think he's gonna have a very good game in Chicago. I think, in my opinion. So I got them, and
so you got the Patriots, Mike got the Bears. I
mhm.
got the Bears winning the game. Next game, Buffalo Indy. Everybody say it with me.
Okay, oh hell no, we going Bills.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody say it with me. Buffalo.
Bills.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills. I don't even think it's a question.
Good.
Oh no, even it didn't matter if the goddamn Colts were the top team in the goddamn league and 6-1. I was gonna go Bills.
Yeah.
Oh,
Another game because I'm gonna save this game for a little bit later. The Falcons and Saints. Falcons all day.
I didn't answer your question, but
I know you had Buffalo. Did you? Do you not?
well, I do. Yeah, it's a road game. Indy can be a bit tricky, but Michael Pittman's out. Yeah, I do got the
It don't
Bills.
matter if he's playing now.
We got a Falcons Saints. Yeah, Falcons win. I think it could be big.
San Francisco.
Where they playing at?
It's
playing
in
in
New
New
Orleans,
Orleans.
but they've lost 7 straight,
It
and they
don't
just
matter. They just fired their coach.
yeah.
So, and they didn't, one of the
They
guys they
fired
got
their
they
whole
traded.
offensive staff.
Yeah,
No, hold
occasionally
up.
you
But
do
that was
see
the
a team.
problem. I'm gonna go with the Saints because they don't play well there.
You do occasionally see after they fire a coach, a team
They
suddenly
come in,
get a
yeah.
spark.
That didn't
I
work
don't
in New
think that
York.
happens here though. They have no weapons. Chris Olave is out. Like who are they throwing the ball to?
It didn't work in New
Tipton?
York.
Like is it Tipton? Is he their leading receiver after Chris Olave and Sheed? Or Kamara? I guess Kamara
Oh
has 30
yeah, I
catches.
just realized that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Falcons get the dub.
Mhm.
yeah.
San
They got rid of
Francisco,
A.T. Perry too. So yeah, I can see why.
San,
Yeah, okay, Falcons. You're right.
San Francisco, Tampa Bay
Where are they?
in Tampa.
Yeah, it is a 1:00 game in it.
Yep, and Christian McCaffrey's comeback game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up earlier. Wasn't he not supposed to play ever again?
Mm.
No,
I
I
would
get the
take
Niners.
it. I
Probably a
don't,
close game though. The Bucks are playing tough.
I don't want to wish injury on nobody, but he one cut away from his career being over. So,
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's keep going.
You just don't.
you didn't say what you had, Swan, because
49ers.
I got the Bucks winning that game.
Oof.
Yeah.
Only reason why is like you say, McCaffrey coming back. So I expect that to be a big joke, but I wouldn't be surprised the Bucks winning because hey,
Mhm.
that
They're
game
playing
of the
tough.
night, and you ain't have no wide receivers, and
Yeah.
you might.
Yeah.
The problem they have is, and even the Bucks fans say, is the problem is Bowles and that defense,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the problem is that your defensive coordinator, your defense is ass. So that's my concern.
Yeah. How much do we need to pay Cohen to come over here and take over the same job? Because
You need permission. Well, no, you need
the
Bowles to get
official
fired,
question, but
so technically he can be available.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Throw the bag at Cohen. Bring him in.
let's go on to Pittsburgh and Washington.
Oh damn! And
One of the best games of the week.
I'm gonna go with the Redskins since they're at home. I'm a JD5 fan, but them Steelers been playing well with Russ. But I'm gonna go with Steelers Redskins.
Mike.
Yeah, finally out of Pittsburgh. Decent city though. A lot better than Philly. I think it's gonna be maybe the best or second best game of the week. But I got the Steelers pulling it out.
I got the Commanders as well.
No Brian Robinson though.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is on another level right now. Pittsburgh defenses, they've been hyping them up. I just think they not as good as you think they are. Next game is Minnesota Jacksonville.
Mm.
I mean,
Vikings.
it's Trevor. It's Mac Jones' game. Supposedly Trevor's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah, alarmingly.
He could play and they still was gonna lose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back because we got one more game in the 12 o'clock slot, but I'm gonna go to these afternoon games. Tennessee and the Chargers.
I'm a Chargers.
Yeah, Vikings pulled off, and then Chargers definitely a popular survivor pick this week. Chargers.
Dallas and Philly.
Philly, yeah, no deck.
Yeah,
I agree. Philly, New York and Arizona.
Cardinals, because they're in Arizona. I want to see that. I'm gonna see if they can ride high off that win they had with us. And I feel like the little midget in the desert go put some on them.
The Jets.
Close
game though.
We already went through our game. Miami, Los Angeles.
Rams.
What they playing?
In Los Angeles.
Yeah, Rams.
Got Rams as well. Miami looking for gonna be drafting the quarterback, huh? Game of the week.
Paid Tua.
Yeah, they did just pay Tua.
They still can draft him because they can get out their contract. Especially if Tua medically retires.
He's not retiring.
He's not.
Okay.
No, he already said he's not retiring.
That's what he said. But
whether or not he should is a different conversation. I don't think he does.
So the game I want to really talk about is Denver and Kansas City. Then we can close the episode. I think Kansas City takes their first L this week.
I do not.
Who they playing?
Denver at home.
No,
Denver.
no. They're gonna be what are they? 8-0 now? I mean 9. Yeah, 8-0 now.
They
They're gonna be
know,
9-0.
yeah.
You're gonna
The
be 9-0.
Chargers might get him, but
Yes.
Me
Denver's
tell you
not getting
this.
him on the road.
On a Victory Tuesday when we come back, I want to hear all of this smoke.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, we need to start tracking these picks too, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back through. I'm gonna get bored one night. I'm gonna go back through and start putting the records together.
So you know what? There needs to be a thing before we start the new one. You know how they do post up at the top what our records are
Yeah.
for the previous week. That way it'd be easy to tally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, nah, that's a roundup of the NFL game slate this week.
So this weekend, all of us need to be Vikings, Chargers, Bills, Redskins / Commanders, and Cardinal fans. Okay,
yeah.
because all them teams are either playing within our division, and if they beat them, it gives us a bigger
Honestly,
cushion,
Oh, we
and it
got
also helps with the conference seating because right now,
we
the
fifth.
Steelers are number 3.
Yeah, we're fourth seed.
So we need them to lose, and we need the Bills to lose because we have the tiebreaker. So that bumps us up if we win. So
Well, the
just know
Bills
how
ain't gonna
you feel
lose.
about it.
The Bills playing the Colts, so
Yeah.
I'm saying it. I mean,
I know. Yeah, but you just said division. I'd rather take the Colts L than
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. So other than that, it's been another great episode of the H-Town Rundown. Shout out to Jules, who had to go to bed. But shout out Auntie Swan, Mike G, and everybody in the comments, Frank Z, DJ Waller, Big B, Big Sarge, Yvonne, T-Rail, Blue Boy Shine, Killer Cal, Chill Out, Brandon, Daniel Berry Sports, Matthew, Harris Beard. Shout out to all of y'all that came through. Appreciate y'all all for joining the H-Town Rundown on this week. And I'll go ahead and drop the banner. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We greatly appreciate it. And we thank y'all all, and we will see y'all on Victory Tuesday when we do the all 22
Absolutely.
review of this victory of the Houston Texans game. Shout out, it's Shaquille. What is it called? Shaquille. I'm sorry, it's Shaquille. Let's go Texans, man. We'll see y'all, man. Peace.